No need to adjust your sets. This week you only need to get comfortable and listen as I talk you through a series of yoga breathing techniques which will strengthen and tone your pelvic floor, abdominal muscles and lower back. You will, I hope, remember the full yogic breath from week 6, which you can always return to at any point throughout this practice. I'm going to talk you through the healing breath and then an abdominal decompression exercise called Supta Uddiyana Bandha. This was developed by my collaborator on the Mutu Breathe section, Uma Dinsmore-Tooley. The healing breath and pelvic movement will encourage resettling of your pelvic organs, whether it is some time after you gave birth or immediately postnatal and even after prolapse, so it is a gentle and yet very powerful practice. It is valuable not only for women who had vaginal births but also those who had C-sections, as it strengthens and energizes your abdominals and lower back as well as pelvic floor. It feels good to allow your rib cage to fully expand, counteracting the hunched shoulders and caved-in chest so typical of baby and child nurture. The second practice, the Supta Uddiyana Bandha, works on the pelvic floor by creating a vacuum inside your abdomen. As your ribs are prevented from moving, the abdomen is drawn upwards inside instead. This vacuum sucks the pelvic organs up away from the pelvic floor, producing an involuntary and very powerful muscle contraction. So, firstly, gather a couple of cushions or a pillow, have something comfortable to lie on, and wear comfortable loose clothing. Make sure you're warm enough. Grab a blanket if you need to. So just press pause on this video for a moment while you get everything that you need, get comfortable, and then come back. The most beneficial position from which to practice the healing breath is lying on your back with your knees bent. Have your feet either flat on the floor or have supports under the back of your knees or your lower legs raised on a bolster or cushion. If your lower back feels uncomfortable resting directly on the floor, put a folded blanket underneath. Place a pillow under your head so that it supports the back of your neck and the top of your shoulders, and let your chin drop towards your chest. Close your eyes and establish a comfortable and easy rhythm of the full yogic breath. Let the awareness flow up your body from the base of your spine to the crown of your head on the breath in, and down the body from the crown of your head to the base of your spine on your breath out. As the breath rhythm becomes easy, start to notice the soft hollowing of your belly at the end of the exhalation and the way that the lower back eases down towards the floor as your belly sucks down. With the next exhale, sense the drawing inwards and upwards of the vagina towards the cervix. If you do not sense this movement begin to happen spontaneously, actively draw the muscles in the walls of your vagina upwards and inwards as you exhale. Keep a gentle grip on this squeeze as you next inhale. As you next exhale, lift higher, squeeze tighter, feeling the action of those muscles high up inside. And repeat this cycle just one more time. On the next inhalation, release the hold on the muscles and return to 2 or 3 rhythmic breath cycles, as at the beginning. It can be helpful to tilt your pelvis in time with your breath, keeping the buttocks on the floor, lifting your tailbone on the exhale, and arching your lower spine a little away from the floor as you inhale. Use this process to connect with the hollowing of your belly, especially low down, close to the pubic bone, and the lifting of the pelvic floor. Once you're familiar with these feelings, keep the breath moving but stop your pelvic tilting and work to develop the awareness of the internal movements. One full round of the healing breath is 2 inhales and 2 exhales, so alternate each round with full yogic breathing. We're now going to move to the Supta Uddiyana Bandha. Stay in the same position you have been in for the healing breath, with your feet flat on the floor and your knees bent. But now spread your arms out to the side, elbows at shoulder height. Have your arms bent if that feels more comfortable. Drop your chin gently to your chest and establish comfortable rhythm of breath. On your next inhalation, feel as if your breath fills the middle part of your chest, opening up the space between each rib and its neighbour. Sense your ribs moving out sideways and feel the expansion from front to back. As you exhale, feel the ribs moving back to their starting position. Let the rhythmic cycle of this breath carry you through a further few cycles until you are familiar with the feeling of your rib cage expanding on the inhale and contracting on the exhale. Now we move to focus on the abdomen. Drop your chin gently to your chest and again establish a comfortable and easy rhythm of a full yogic breath. On your next inhalation, feel as if the breath fills the middle part of your chest, opening up the space between each rib. Sense the ribs moving out sideways and the expansion from front to back. But as you exhale this time, try to maintain the ribs in this fully expanded position. This will feel strange. It alters the natural response of the rib cage to the elastic recoil of the lungs. Keep your ribs open as much as you can until the end of the exhalation. On the next inhalation, encourage the full expansion of the rib cage again. This time as you exhale, not only try to maintain the ribs in their expanded position, but try to push them even further apart. Keep opening the space of the chest as you exhale. Repeat this practice a couple of times and then return to the full yogic breath. The abdominal decompression is not something that needs to be done every day, but if you are able a couple of times a week to take a few moments to really focus on this breathing technique and on the movement of your pelvic floor muscles, your abdominal muscles and your pelvis, you will really benefit in terms of strength and tone of the pelvic floor, the abdominal muscles and the lower back, as well as taking some much needed relaxation time. If prior to starting the Mutu system you are new to yoga, then I do hope you're feeling the benefits of learning these practices and techniques. The full yogic breath, the healing breath, and the decompression exercise, the Supta Uddiyana Bandha, will really complement the more intensive exercise that you're doing with the workouts that you've got, as well as the core exercises that you're doing with Mutu Core. Every element of this system is integral to it really working. So please embrace these yoga techniques and practices and enjoy the focus and relaxation that comes from doing them.